Eddie, we should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 sequel, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, a film that is directed by Andy Serkis and it stars, once again, Tom Hardy, as well as Woody Harrelson, Michelle Williams, Naomi Harris, Reed Scott and Stephen Graham. Now this, of course, is the direct sequel to the Venom film that came out, I think it was 2017. A film that I enjoyed an awful lot. Went to the cinema to see it with my son. We both enjoyed it. It wasn't particularly loved by the critics, I think it's fair to say, but it was certainly loved by audiences and it made a bucket full of money, which is why we've got this sequel. And this time round, Eddie Brock and Venom are trying to coexist with each other, but they're constantly bickering. They're both kind of wanting different things. So you've got that dynamic going on with these two characters. They're constantly getting on each other's nerves. But we also have Woody Harrelson's character, Cletus Cassidy, who you will remember from right at the end of the first film. Eddie Brock goes to see him in prison. He's a serial killer due for execution. And we know from the trailers, and you know, if you have any interest at all in this film, you know that essentially he becomes Carnage. How he becomes Carnage, I won't spoil, but he does. He breaks out of prison, and it's up to Eddie and Venom to try and put a stop to the carnage that ensues. You see what I did there? Right, what are my thoughts on Venom, Let There Be Carnage? Well, this is a true sequel in every sense of the word. Basically, if you enjoyed the first one, you're going to enjoy this one. It's almost the same film. It kind of looks the same, sounds the same, feels the same. It's as empty as the first one. I mean, the first one, you know, it wasn't deep in any way, and this one isn't deep in any way. It's as deep as a puddle, really. They've not tried to mess with the formula, which will please a lot of fans, but maybe not some of those who wanted a little bit more from the first film. You're not really going to get that here. What you get here is an entertaining film that is reasonably forgettable, I think it's fair to say. It's not going to stay with you, but I had a fun time watching it. I mean, Tom Hardy, I thought in the first film he seemed a little bit uncomfortable in the role. I can't really explain why it didn't seem like that, why it seemed like that. I mean, but he seems a bit more comfortable now. Seems like he understands the character a bit more and the franchise that he's in. And there are some great scenes with Tom Hardy interacting with Venom. I mean, the bickering, the one-liners, the jokes. It's the highlight of the film for the most part. And also when Eddie Brock is interacting with other characters who know that he is Venom, sort of thing. So these conversations are always fun. The Venom stuff is amusing. I think it's Tom Hardy that does the voice for Venom as well. It's all pretty good. It's all pretty entertaining and stuff like that. But is the action satisfying? Well, yeah. Very similar pattern to the first film, from what I remember of the first film. And this is what I mean. It wasn't particularly deep. It's not embedded in my brain in regards to the first film, but it feels very, very similar. There are a couple of characters here that I don't need the film. I don't think the film needed. The Stephen Graham character, as good as an actor as Stephen Graham is, he plays like his police officer in the film. The film didn't need him. The Naomi Harris character, who plays Screech or Scream, I can't remember. The film didn't need her. I won't spoil who she is and what her relevance is to the film, but I don't think the film needed her. Not really. It was all about, really, Eddie Brock and Venom coming to terms with each other and this battle between Venom and Carnage and Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy. That, to me, was the dynamics in the film that worked. They bring Michelle Williams back to participate in the film. Initially, I was a bit like, no, the film doesn't need her. It feels forced. But she manages to play a big part in the film, to be fair. Again, very similar to the part she played in the first film. But yeah, she's there. But the film kind of feels It's just really all about Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy in Carnage and Venom. And to say it's like set in a big city and there's all this chaos that can ensue and all the carnage that can ensue, it feels a bit insular to me. I think they could have expanded it a little bit more. This is the second film now with Venom, and still no Spider-Man, or still no hint of Spider-Man. Well, I won't spoil anything, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's weird because it doesn't feel like a superhero film. It's not really a superhero film. They still haven't quite put the hat on whether Venom's a villain or a hero. I'm uncomfortable with him being a hero because he's never really been a hero. Not really. He's just a really popular character. Always been this mega popular character that they're trying to turn into a heroic character here. And I think he probably would work better as a villain. But that's just me. But that's not saying that I don't enjoy these two films that they've done with this character. I do. It just seems like the character is at odds constantly because it wants to be a villain, then it wants to be a hero, and then it's just all of it. And that kind of dynamic does work a little bit, I suppose. But, and I'll repeat this, if you enjoyed the first film, you're going to enjoy this film. It's essentially the same film. But honestly, I probably wanted a little bit more from it. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. There's a tinge of disappointment there for me. But I've no doubt audiences will love it and lap it up. And it's already doing well worldwide at the cinema. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you found this review useful. I'll be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.